No, I would not want my son to bring. I want the best for my son. That should have been the appropriate answer. That's why I sat up. That is bullshit. You should want the best for your son.
Of course.
But this is, but, and are you thinking?
If he brought home a woman, yes, I feel like I'm the exception to the rule.
No, you're not. That's the problem. You all think you're the exception to the rule, but your life is proven to you that you're not.
My love life is not that good. I agree with you.
That's my point, and ma'am, and that's my point. You ladies all feel like, listen, you ladies all feel like you're the exception to the rule. And then when someone like myself comes along and gives you a dose of reality, instead of just accepting it, it's like, yeah, but I'm special. You don't know any men on this level that are not your father, that aren't related to you. That means you don't know these men. You don't know where to go get them. You don't know what they want. But you're still saying, pick me. They don't want mid-30-year-old baby mamas. I'm trying to be polite, man, but they don't want those.
Can I ask you a question?
Did you hear what I said?
Yes.
Why is that so?
Why is it so? What is
Go ahead.
My point of view, I feel like I get what you're saying. They do have better options, but also those better options are younger girls. Those younger girls don't necessarily 20-year-olds are not necessarily attracted to 45-year-olds.
Bullshit. I'm 51 and I can't beat them off with a stick. That's another one of you lies. No, younger women are attracted to older men. What are you talking about?
So can you see me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So do you feel like a woman like me?
Uh-huh. What would you rank yourself on a scale from 1 to 10? You cannot use 7.
Would I rate myself?
Just your face.
My face when I wake up, 5, but when I put myself together, 6.
Okay. And how tall are you?
5'5".
Dress size.
I'm sorry?
Your dress size.
A 3.
Okay. So that makes you, if you give yourself a 5, that's average.
Yes.
So average looking women tend not to get high earning men. They tend to get average men.
So,
stop right there. Breathe and digest. You're 35 years old and you can look around and see the world. You don't tend to see higher earning men with average looking women. Off rip.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah. So shout out to Kevin Samuels, the big dog.
The big homie.
The big homie.
The big homie.
For giving y'all some clarity.
Yeah.
Man. This is a hell of a topic.
Yeah,
and I'm glad this clip went viral because we see so much often out like in music and all this shit. We talk about you always talk about this shit, the city girls shit. Yeah. Let's just call it the city girls mentality. You know what I'm saying? City girls mentality and
it's bad.
It's bad, man. It's not healthy.
It's not healthy. It's a mental illness. I really believe it's a mental illness.
I think at this point from this interview. I think it's arguably so.
Yeah,
I really do.
Sure.
I didn't realize there was that much depth to this.
Yeah, sure, you need therapy.
A lot of you.
A lot of
chicks
you
need
falling
therapy.
in line. Y'all need to go right to the therapist, stand in line, and take it as order number 1.
Yep.
2, pass out tickets. Just pass out tickets. Because I just don't understand why y'all like that, man.
Well, it's funny because even with that interview, you notice he kept mentioning therapy and it wasn't even a conversation.
Right.
And, we talk about this shit a lot about how in the black community mental health is undermined. And I think that stood out to me because she didn't even respond or entertain the idea. Like, what are you talking about?
She just looked
like,
at her
you know
phone.
what I mean? Yeah, and it was like,
and you know it's the truth.
When
you're doing things,
you've been traumatized.
When you're doing things other than listening, and you could tell she was hurt.
Yeah, she couldn't take that shit.
She wanted to cry. She couldn't take it, and she knows the truth. She knew it was. And to me, I don't think the lady was a 5. I don't think she was a 5.
That's fucked up.
That's just too much.
You said that's too much.
To me.
Or on the scale of 1 to 10?
On the scale of 1 to 10, she was no fucking 5.
What was it? What you think?
I'm saying 3.5.
Damn,
and I haven't even seen her
ass. That's cold as fuck.
I haven't even seen her ass, but the thing is for her.
That's cold, bro.
I'm not trying to be cold.
Yeah, I got you.
I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just telling you. And then your attitude has a lot to play with that.
That's a good point.
Your attitude has a lot to play with that.
I like that point. That's a good point.
I don't think females understand that their attitude has to play with their
That does. But you know, you made a good point saying that. But you know, is it more so that certain guys that look for that as a part of the package? Because some niggas don't. They want some shit like that, some toxic shit.
Yeah.
You know, and the funny part is, shout out to special somebody, but we have a name for this shit, and it's like toxic masculinity, and I think this is feminine toxicity or toxic femininity. Mm-hmm. I think that's a good way to categorize this, because it's like, to see a millionaire telling you're trying to tell them what they want.
Right. And it didn't say that a millionaire, a younger woman don't want a millionaire?
How can you even make that determination?
All the time.
How do you make that determination? Like, how can you just say that?
You seeing it in the world nowadays. Like, look at Michael Jordan and his wife. Let's look at that.
Matter of fact, let's just put this all on the platter.
Let's put it on a platter.
Remember the whole Kobe Bryant memorial?
Yes.
Every NBA legend had a young bitch. Name one nigga in the room that had their main bitch for 10 years, except LeBron. Mm-hmm. Shout out to LeBron for that. They grew. But he was the only nigga in the room who had I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say bitch, but he's the only nigga that had his woman that he'd been with, for a minute.
And then Steph Curry too. That's
Steph Curry. I'm sorry.
They've been together for
I think that may have been the only. Maybe it may be some other people. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but majority.
The majority, the legends. We just talking about the legends.
Legends on the legends.
Every one of the legends had a young bad bitch. Mm-hmm. Bill Russell couldn't even open his eyes. He gets to do braille for these bitches. They give him braille, for him to feel these bitches before he get them.
And there's a lot of guys like that in this. I've seen it. Like, even,
I'm starting to think that these dudes are pulling stunts where, like, they doing payouts and just going, all right, I'm tired of you, bitch. How much money you want? Give it like $200,000. Get the fuck. I'm gonna get a new bitch.
I'm gonna get a new bitch.
Fuck the divorce. Yeah. You set.
You set. You
I'm trying to figure out how they doing. How they recycling that?
Man, that's
financially.
I don't know, man. That's a good point, because it's just like some of them do got kids with these bitches, and it's just like, hey.
I'm saying, like, the child support, alimony, the whole package. I think they buy the bitch out. You figure you get somebody $250,000 cash, they not even gonna think about everything else. They just, like, this is the first time they got a big bag of money, and it's all it is.
All for them, man. We ain't sharing this.
We're not sharing it.
This for me. Wow.
I think that's how they finessing. I think that's how they doing it. But, yeah, man, I definitely think that this is a clear indication. This dude definitely exposed it.
Yeah.
That a lot of females, and it's not we're not bashing women on this.
No,
this is just a topic, and
we got daughters. First off,
let's be clear.
Let's put that in. We have daughters, and we don't want them to have that.
We don't want them to do this.
We don't want them to have that mindset. We don't at all. I look at my mom. My mom's a very strong woman. Your mom's a very strong woman. Yeah. They don't even have that mindset, and they make good money. They do what they think.
They do what they think, and that's what's funny about this is that I notice it's the same type of, like, I hate to say it, but it's the same type of woman where it's like, you don't really have anything to bring to the table. And this is vice versa for guys.
So, yeah.
With a woman that got a bag, you know what I'm saying? Do you really think a woman want to bring on your load of shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a dude that ain't got nothing going on, it's a 6-figure woman. Same thing.
Well, we lost years ago, it was supposed to be a partnership. We were supposed to do this shit together. I look at all the old heads back in the day. They did that shit together.
Yeah.
Everybody wants somebody that's established.
Well, see, I think that, I agree with you on that.
Everybody that wants somebody
I agree. That's already got
that's
shit
already
going
got
right. And well, she said that in the shit.
She did.
When he asked her that shit about what do you bring to the table, I guess, so to speak, I can't exact words, but when she said, I'm gonna help him with his business.
How are you gonna help?
And that part let me know. That was the first response. And I was like, why don't you have your own shit that you're doing? Yeah. Because if you did, you wouldn't even have the time. If y'all both hustlers, do you think, well, I ain't gonna say, do you think Jay-Z does this with Beyonce? But, because he's definitely helped, elevate her career. Yeah, but I'm talking on the aspect of...
Well, they elevated each other.
That too, because she helped this nigga become more, socially acceptable to, like, you know what I'm saying, less of the street image, the father image, the family image and shit, right? That's what I'm trying to say is, like, they helped each other. But B still get up and she got her own schedule. She got her own tour. They toured together and shit like that.
And that's for them to spend time together because they don't have that much time. So they say, fuck it, let's do it together so we can spend time and then we can do this thing.
On a sidebar, like not being a creep, but like I remember I was listening to like a old interview or something like that, but they was talking about like back then when they was first dating, like Jigga didn't really get to see her that much. They would link up, you know what I'm saying, and go on like some type of vacation for like 2 weeks when they was first starting out in the early years with them. So it was like they had already experienced the distant shit from her being in the early Destiny Child years. And bro was on the Rockefeller shit. You see what I'm saying? So once they matured and got married and had the kids, it was like, fuck all that. Let's just go do it together. We were doing this distant shit for years. Right. But again, I'm just saying, B get up every morning, she not going, hey, do you need help, honey, with anything? Yeah. Motherfucker got a whole itinerary. She got her own brand now and all of the Ivy Park shit and all that. Come on, dog. So that's what I'm trying to say. Like, I'm not saying that you shouldn't do it or you shouldn't have the time. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that anytime the first response comes out, that means that you're not bringing nothing to the table. You're just looking to try to be an addition to his...
Yeah, you're a taker. Let's be real.
Man,
you're a taker.
Gotta be honest about it.
You're a taker.
You're not giving anything.
You're not giving. You want to be taken care of.
There you go.
You want your son to be taken care of. You want to be taken care of.
Exactly, and then you want him to accept your package.
Yeah.
And it's like.
And it's not fair at all. It's not fair.
And especially if you're a single guy. Mm-hmm. You know.
And and it's coming often like a lot of women are wanting that. They want that guy. They don't want to do shit. Right. They don't want to bring nothing to the table, man. They just want to sit back and just lay in the house. And it's like the guy that, you know what I mean?
And spend money. Yeah. Let's be honest. And spend money. Like, be able to have a card and baby, I'm going shopping. Mm-hmm. Let's put it all the way in perspective. But, going back to like you said about back in the day, I feel like because the social climate has changed. Back in the day, the only 6-figure motherfuckers was probably street niggas who was really getting it back in the day at that time, right? A lot of the 6-figure jobs wasn't there for black people because they ain't had the opportunities to get them. You know what I'm saying? So, in that aspect, at that time, you had to. Yeah. You had to stand by each other to get through, raise the children, pay your house off and shit like that. And that's why I feel like now we're in a different time. And men and women need to realize that you should be coming into a relationship with your own shit, your own assets, your own business, your own shit. Because to me, it's like a 80-20 relationship. Right. You want a go-getter, an entrepreneur, a hustler, and you're not any of those things. Right. So, like I was saying before we jumped on here, it's like their attitude, the way they move, they're very punctual. A lot of entrepreneurs get up early as fuck in the morning. Niggas work out and shit.
Yeah, like The Rock. Think of The Rock.
That's what I'm saying.
The Rock gets up at 3, 4 in the morning every day.
You know what I'm saying? And it's
every
like, imagine if The Rock was single, no kids, and let's knock him down to like, because he was like 40 now. Let's knock him down to like 30. In his 30 years when he first started popping in the movies. Now he had his day one shorty. Yeah. Who been with him. Mm-hmm. What chick would he be looking for out here with a baby? That's a baby mom that got one or more kids. the fucking rock. And minus the fact, no gay shit, no homo shit. Bruh, whole like, physical makeup. Going back to what he said, you think bruh gonna want some average bitch?
Even, let's go back, let's take it to a different way of looking at it. Kevin Hart left his wife, they got him a better joint. A better joint because I guess he wanted something better, that looked better.
That's what I'm saying. He upgraded.
He upgraded.
But I feel like, I don't know, that might not be a good example. I think Kevin Hart just is a slimy dude. I just think he's a slimy dude. I'm going to be honest with you.
If you look at it that way, like if you had the girl, with you since day one, you had 2 kids by her, you just left her for a better looking joint. Yeah, that's slimy.
I feel like he's slimy because didn't he like cheat on his new wife?
Yeah, he cheated on her.
So I don't know if that's... I don't know. I think he just one of them niggas to be like, man, I'm going to do what I want to do.
But what I'm saying is, you know what I mean? With females, is like, you know what I mean? If he did it, you know what I mean? If he did it with the girl he been with this whole time and felt like, you know what I mean? This ain't for me no more. What makes you think?
That's what I'm saying. With him, I don't think it's like, I think bro just one of them dudes that don't need to be married. Let's just keep it at that. Like, I don't think bro should need to be married.
I mean, he doing well now, so I mean, he ain't.
That's because he got caught.
Yeah, man, that bitch put him on.
He got caught. Let's be clear.
He got blackmailed.
He got caught, and that's what happens in this game.
Yeah, it does.
Especially, let me say this. Especially when you put yourself in that line of fire. If you know it could be an opportunity for somebody to fuck your life up, why would you even do it? So I can't even say he got blackmailed. He wasn't smart.
No, the bitch had the videos of him.
He's not smart. He's not smart. He's not smart. That's not blackmail. That's just like with the R. Kelly shit. Kel's never had enough intelligence to realize half of them people, parents, threw their child to him so they can go sue his ass. And a lot of people don't even realize
Same
that.
thing with Michael Jackson too, man. They threw this
same shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
if you put it in that way, in that context,
you understand what I'm saying?
Even if he didn't do shit, they was gonna say he did it anyway. Because
I don't think Michael ever did any of that shit. No, I really think that it was just one of those opportunities.
But I'm just talking about even with the R. Kelly situation, like, you know what I mean? He already got a couple of things,
his history
going on. So I'm gonna say my daughter, got messed with him too. So you know what I mean?
It was a gang. It was like I watched the rap.
Free check.
Yeah, I watched I got real into that. Not like on some like I started doing like a lot of research on it, and it was like clear that it was multiple occasions where Kel's paid out families, like basically stuff that had came up that never got news or didn't go to court. Same thing like I was just saying about the basketball players. He did buyouts, a bunch of them. That's why. No disrespecting them, that's why he kind of in his financial situation. He was spitting out $200,000, $300,000 to families because they was like, nigga, if you don't, I'm gonna put this shit out there. It became an opportunity. So when I look at like, bruh, Kevin Hart's situation, like, bruh, now it's blackmail because you feel stupid or you feel like, oh man, I fucked up, man. Oh man, all this over some. I'm an idiot. I'm for pussy. But hold up, you a whole megastar. You the biggest nigga in comedy. You are married. Bitches know you go around popping other hoes. Right. Why would you not think about this type of shit? When you're on that level, it's different when you're on an average level. You could pop joints, run around, do whatever you want, because nobody really know. You know what I mean?
Even you still get caught on that shit sometimes. We all been doing it.
But niggas snitch on themselves. Yeah. With social media. A lot of times, let me say this. I ain't gonna deny that technology then made it a lot more difficult, but I'ma just say a lot of niggas put themselves on blast. On the topic, this sidebar a little bit, shout out to Casanova still, but bro, I just seen this morning, the feds are gonna use his Vlad interview as evidence in his trial.
And we, but they're doing that nowadays.
No. This is where keeping it real goes wrong. Dave Chappelle. This is what keeping it real goes wrong. That's not no. Okay. It's different when they build what's like I always say, when they build a narrative and indict you, that's a little different. But when you got hard evidence, from a person being in an interview and being too real and revealing too much. You feel what I'm saying? That's way different. I'm gonna tell you how I know. When Jay Prince had that beef with them dudes from the, I forgot if they was from the Bronx. I'm gonna say New York. When his artist got his chain snatched and they cut his face open, right? That same dude, I remember I watched this whole thing and I remember in the beginning he was saying Jay Prince was snitching because he got on Instagram and he blasted all that shit, right? Mm-hmm. I watched another joint where bro was on like live and stuff and he was talking about the reason why he said that was not because he had like no bad blood with Jay Prince. It was because bro had just beat a case where the feds tried to build a narrative on him and his brother. They had started the label out in New York and they was doing their thing in the streets. They from a set, I ain't gonna put all that and say all this extras, but I'm just saying, he said we just blew trial. We had to prove all our shit was legit, that our label and our business was legit. They was trying to use evidence from Instagram and all this shit to build a narrative to indict us for, whatever, right? I ain't gonna get into all that. Yeah. But the point I'm trying to make is a lot of niggas snitching on themselves. When it come to relationships, when it come to
Vlad be making
all that, and that's a whole other part. I would never do a fucking Vlad interview.
Vlad be making. So tell me about this. And what time was he was there? And
honestly, between him and academics, man, I ain't gonna say they work for the feds, but I think that the feds have an open line. I think they have a direct line. I think they call them niggas, dog, because when that shit popped up, I said, well, wait a minute. Vlad could easily say, look, I ain't got nothing to do with none of this. I don't want to cooperate. Yeah. Because he don't have nothing to do with it. They ain't a part of that man's business. Mm-hmm. So, if they get in a full interview, they had to talk to Vlad. How it's his shit. You feel what I'm saying? It's his shit. He could have easily been like, nah, look, y'all can't take. He could have took it down. To wipe it off the internet, looking out for cash. He ain't do none of that.
He need his views.
He ain't do none of that. He need his views. When the whole thing happened with the Treyway Bloods, academics was all in the mix with that. You think they ain't called that man? And ask for him to cooperate?
It was like with academics. It was like CNN. He was like CNN.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, he was
but at the
same
time, I'm pretty sure that they reached out to them dudes and they did not hesitate to cooperate. That's all I'm saying. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. I do not doubt for an inch of me that they didn't cooperate.
And that's, and when you think about it, though,